YouTube channel SortedX, and I'm Balapriya. I'm a second year medical student in Govt Sivagangai Medical College. So in this video I'm going to talk about note making, all the apps that I use, that I have been using recently, and which all these apps I find them very effective and efficient. And so recently when I posted a story on my Instagram handle about this little thing which I made using Google Docs, which was very useful for my exam. A lot of people asked me a lot of questions about that, so I thought, hey, okay, let's make a video about that. So this is that video, and pretty much I'm going to talk about all the apps and a little other things which I think is something which everybody should know. So let's jump right into the video. So let's start with Notion. The first app is Notion. That is the one which I'm going to talk about right now. So Notion, I've been using it for a month now, and I efficiently use it to make notes, especially for pathology, because for pathology in second year we use Robbins. So Robbins Important, which is a very huge book and it contains a lot of information, and it is so theoretical that it's so tough to remember stuff. So I think this has helped me very much to remember a lot of things. So let's see. So under pathology I have made notes for 2 chapters here. You can see that I have made for red blood cell and bleeding disorders. I've made one for disease of WBC, lymph node and spleen. So these are consecutive chapters, and I'm going to open this disease of WBC, lymph node and thymus. So yeah, so this one we have started teaching it very recently, and they have taught us only about Hodgkin lymphoma, so I'm going to open right that. So here you see all these little triangles, right? These this is the toggle command. So so we can see 3 things here. One is disorders of white cell, spleen and thymus. So the whole chapter is going to be about these 3 things. So when I select this little triangle, you can see that it opens up and shows me a lot of other things. So these are these subheadings which come under the main heading, disorder of white cell. So this is pretty much very helpful because it hides all this content, and also it gives you an overview of what is happening, what is that I'm talking about, what is that I'm reading. It gives you a gist, and that helps you to remember stuff very much longer. So I'll show you more. So I have 5 endings under that. I have leukopenia, reactive proliferation, neoplastic proliferation, lymphoid neoplasm, minor neoplasm. So yeah, so Hodgkin lymphoma come under lymphoid neoplasm, and there are a lot of other stuff. So you can see I have a lot of other stuff other than Hodgkin lymphoma. So here we have a lot of Hodgkin lymphoma. So yeah, so these 6 things come under lymphoid neoplasm, which again come under disorders of white cell. So Hodgkin lymphoma, I'm going to open that. As you can see here, so Hodgkin lymphoma, pretty much every disease in pathology have this basic subheadings, which is definition and classification, which comes under introduction. You have etiology, in which you talk about the cause of the disease, and prevalence usually come to the introduction also, and pathogenesis, morphology, clinical features. So these 4 things, etiology, pathogenesis, morphology and clinical features, is something which you have to remember for every disease in pathology. So I've made that. So let's move and find. Okay, so I'm going to open pathogenesis. So you can see that again I have made subheadings in pathogenesis using this toggle feature. I have mechanism of activation and of NFKB and what does NFKB do, and I have made something about Reed-Sternberg cells and effects of reactive cells accumulated. So under that I have again, so Reed-Sternberg cells, these are undeployed versus diverse clinical. So this is all about Reed-Sternberg cells. Similarly, I have the same for morphology also here. So yeah, under morphology we have the diagnosis. For diagnosis you have to identify the Reed-Sternberg cell and variants. Say we have 5 types, and so for that we have different kinds of cell, and when you identify these cell in the smear which you make, so you diagnose the disease along with the other little things. So I have mentioned all these things, and one good thing about here about Notion is that you can insert whatever you want. So I have inserted picture here. So this is taken from the book, Robbins and Cotton books. I have copied that picture and I have pasted it here. I'll show you how I do that. So let's search anything. So yeah, I'll just show you quickly how you can copy and paste pictures. Anything. Okay. So let's say, so I'm going to take this picture, which you're seeing here. So all you have to do is just select the picture. I'm selecting the picture and I'm going to copy it. This is the copy icon. This works in any PDF viewer you will use, but I think WPS works fine for me. So I've copied that picture and then I'm going to open Notion again and somewhere under here. So I'm going to paste that. All you have to do is Ctrl plus V and you can see that picture is being embedded here. So yeah, you have your picture here. This is one thing which I find very useful. You can also link any pages which you see online, anything. You can link anything pretty much. You can even link your PDF here. You can do anything you want. So this is one thing, and I'll also show you how you can use this toggle feature. So yeah, you can pretty much type anywhere you want to. So here you can see that type the slash icon for comments. So I'm going to do that. So when I do that, you can see all the basic blocks here. You have text, page, to-do list, heading 1, heading 2, and in that you see toggle list. So this is what we want. So in toggle, so let's say I'm going to type rickets. Okay. So all you have to do is touch the little triangle and it will open down. So under this you can add anything you want, whatever you want, the quantity doesn't matter. So again, if you want to add a toggle feature, you can do the same thing again. You put a slash and you find the toggle and you keep doing it. Okay. So I'll do something. So yeah. So you can keep adding it and you touch the triangle again, it goes in. So this is something which I find very useful. This toggle feature is not present in a lot of note making apps. This differentiates Notion from other apps, and I find this pretty useful. You know, like when you're quickly running for a test, all you have to do is just find the case. So I have, okay, so in this chapter I have 3 important things. I'm going to read about the disorders of white cell, spleen and thymus. So what happens in the disorder of white cells? So you have all the things. So I'm going to talk about leukopenia, which is decreased number of WBC, and also I'm going to talk about the proliferation, which is differentiation of cells. One is reactive, one is neoplastic, and I have tumors, neoplasms, one is lymphoid and one is myeloid. So this is pretty much everything that is going to come under disorder of white cell. And again, if you specifically open neoplasm, lymphoid neoplasm, let's say, and you have all the things which come under that. So you have differentiation classification, you have precursor B and T neoplasm, peripheral B, everything. So it gives you a clear overview of the different subheadings that comes under the particular topic, and yeah, that helps. That helps very much when for the exam also, and also for the MCQs, anything. So yeah, that is all about Notion, and let's move on to the other app, which is Anki. So the next app which I am going to talk about right now is Anki. So Anki is something everybody must have known. I've been listened to people. I have listened to people who say they use Anki, and a lot of people talk about Anki too. But I didn't like it once when I first started using it. But now recently when I thought, okay, let's try it, I found it to be very useful. Believe me. So in this video, sorry, in this now I have shown you 2 decks here. Okay, so we have immunity pathway. I told you guys I only started to use this recently for a test which I had in pathology, but it was very useful for me. So I thought maybe you should also know and how you can use it. Like medical students, how they can use it, and also other people. It is pretty basic. You have a book, pretty much e-book or a picture, anything can do. You can insert an audio file, anything. I'll just show you everything. And this helps you to remember pretty much like all the stuff. All you have to do is you have to keep seeing it again and again, because it is not showing you the answers directly. It just gives you a question and gives you a time. It gives you, you can control, like you can think about the answer for how long ever you want, and you think about the answer, and when you're sure, you can select show answer here, and yeah, so it will show you the answer and you can correct yourself, check if whether you were wrong or right. So I have a question here which is type 4 or cell mediated hypersensitivity reaction. So yeah, so I'm going to touch that, which is pretty much T cell mediated reaction, and yeah. So I have a lot of stuff. Yeah, I made this to remember, for exam, written exam. So this is pretty much a short answer stuff. So there's a lot of stuff here. So it is T cell mediated, which I got right. And yeah, so you have so this is one thing, a lot of things. So you can the another good feature is that you can rate it. So now I don't remember pretty much all of these stuff, so I'm going to say I'm to say hard. So when I show up, actually this thing, when you're making a card and you're going to study it for the first time, the interval is not like this. Usually the interval is less than 1 minute for again, and for hard it is less than 2 minutes, for good it is less than 1 day, and easy it is less than 2 days. But since I've revised it, I think pretty much thrice or 4 times, it is, the intervals have been increased here. For easy it is like nearly 1 month, and for good it is 15 days. So it's because of that, the more you revise, the more the interval duration, that becomes, that keeps on increasing. So you can do that. So if you don't remember this stuff, you can adjust the duration, and you can play with it any way you want. So yeah, so I'm gonna select good. Let me show you a picture one. I'm just searching for something which has pictures. So yeah, so here you see the question was acute graft versus host disease. So I have a little sentence here, and you can see there's a picture here. This picture I did the same. What I did for previously for Notion, I copied the picture and I just pasted here. So yeah, so I'll quickly show you how to do it again here in this. Okay. So I'm gonna add a card. Again, I'll just say rickets, so that will come as a question. And for back, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up WPS Office again. And I have this picture here, right, which I have already copied. I'm going to copy it again, and I'm going to paste it here. See, very simple. That's it. You can simply add it. And your card is, so you can do anything you want. You can play with it. Make sure that you revise it very frequently, and this is very useful for any test which you have, like for the next week or in the end of the month or something. You just have to revise it every day, first thing in the morning, and yeah, it will work good. So that was about Anki, and let's move on to the next one. Google Docs is also something which I learned about very recently, and I've been using it for 2 weeks right now, and believe me, that is so good. It is so good. I'll tell you more. Wait, I'll show you something. I'm opening my Google Doc. So one great thing about Google Doc is that it is synced. It is synced in your mobile, because when you sign in with the same email account, all the Word documents pretty much, they are synced, so you can use it anytime you want, because we have a mobile anytime, and you don't have to carry books or something. You just have your document, you have your questions on everything you want. I'll show you quickly. So I'm selecting my Google Doc here, and yeah, so you can see that I have made a good amount of various documents. So you can see I have a form, CVS review, and have this is from microbiology, this is again from microbiology, antigen and antischemic. This is a form, another form anemia pathology, form micro. So yeah, there is a lot of files here. What I do is, let's say I open this Malaria reviews. So microbiology is again a lot of stuff. You have to remember a lot of stuff. So what I did was, when I was reading the chapter for the first time, I read it after the class was taken, and I concurrently made MCQs. Not MCQs, a one word answer. So yeah, I have the first question here is 5 agents causing malaria. I don't remember it right now, but yeah, there is falciparum, there is okay, I remember only that. I made questions on that, and usually what I do is if I'm going to revise it for the first time, I'll keep my book next to me, and I'll read the question, and I'll think about it for a few seconds, and then I'll check the answer. So this I'll do, and I'll do it for the whole chapter. And after I'm done, yeah, that is all about this. And the same goes to any chapter. But one thing is that you can't do it once. You have to revise it, keep asking you the same questions like thrice or 4 times before you give the actual test for this to work. Believe me, and when you're in the 5th time or 6th time, you don't really have to see your book. You'll just know the answer by heart. So that is one thing. One good thing about Google Docs. So that is all I wanted to talk in this video. So in this video, we have talked about Anki, we have talked about the Notion, and finally we have talked about the Google Docs. So these things pretty much is the apps which I use for everything that I read. So and I hope I have explained you everything about note making. And so if you have any doubts, feel free to share or to ask me in the comments section down there. I hope I see you in the next video. Bye bye.